We're the best, we're the beautiful, we're the only last of the Petty Cash podcast.
We're back.
The last of the petty cash went down the drain for Twinkies and coffee and a busted chain. No more donuts, no more caffeine rain, just saving the city and feeling the strain.
Hi, I'm Celeste O'Connor, and you're listening to the Last of the Petty Cash podcast.
Hello, welcome to the Last of the Petty Cash podcast. My name's Darren McQuade, and this is the magnificent
Chris Carter.
So, just a couple of things. It's been a while since we have done an episode. I don't want to think how long it has been. Do you know how long it's been, Chris?
At least 4 months.
Yeah, it's been at least 4 months. So, we've just got a couple of messages. One for regular viewers who have been begging us to come back, and which sounds egotistical, but we actually had quite a few messages of people just saying, when's the podcast coming back?
Yeah, for us, it's very humbling to know that we was missed. As I say,
It's surprising.
Yeah, it's surprising as well, yeah. Life just got in the way. I think everybody understands that, times are difficult for everybody. My job changed slightly. I had to work away since the 5th of January. So it's made it very difficult.
Yeah, and my work over Christmas, so I think our last episode was probably early December, sorry. Yeah, and my work gets busy over Christmas, so it was basically, I couldn't get together then, and then after that, we intended to start again in January, and then obviously other stuff happened, so it was just one of those things. Life got in the way, and life has to come first.
But without doubt.
Yeah, but we're back now, hopefully on a regular schedule. We can't promise we won't disappear again, but hopefully we won't.
No, as I say, we're really humbled and grateful to all of you.
Absolutely.
For sticking with us and showing us some love as regards, you wanted to see us back on screen. So thanks ever so much.
Yeah, we really appreciate that. And then just one other message, since it's our relaunch episode, there may be new people watching us who might not have any idea who we are. We're just going to spend 5 minutes talking about that. Obviously, if you're a regular, hopefully you know who we are by now.
Yeah.
So my name's Darren McQuade. I'm known as the Magic Ghostbuster, also Vigo the Cosplaythian. I'm a professional magician, which is why I come up with the name the Magic Ghostbuster. I also cosplay as Vigo. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Just be warned, the Vigo thing is not really kid-friendly. That is inspired by Grumpy Skeletor, so there is a bit of rudeness there. Nothing too extreme, I don't think.
But be mindful.
Yeah, people do get offended by things nowadays as well. So, so that's me, and this is...
My name's Chris Carter, and I run Ghostbusters the Spirit of 84. So again, I'm available on all the usual platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, etc., and Threads, I think, but I don't really use Threads that much, so yeah.
Yeah, I never even signed up to Threads. There's too many social media things. I was just like, can't there just be one?
Yeah.
Just one for everything, and then it'd be so much easier.
Yeah, definitely.
But everyone has their favourites, don't they?
Yeah,
so it gets confusing.
That.
But yes, I've reached my social media limit. People keep saying you should sign up to TikTok, and I'm like, no, I can't bother to deal with another one.
Yeah, I mean, I basically tend to stick with Facebook and tend to stick with Instagram.
Yeah.
They're the main two you'll find me on.
Yeah, and so this podcast, for anyone new, is just all about Ghostbusters. We are two massive Ghostbusters collectors. We both have very large collections. So our podcast, I guess, is merchandise mostly, but we do talk about Ghostbusters news. If, they finally announce the release date or a trailer for the Netflix show, we'll be talking about that. If they ever say Ghostbusters 5's coming, we'll talk about that. So, yeah, we just talk about all things Ghostbusters.
All things Ghostbusters related, that's it, yeah.
So basically this first episode is just really catching up with everything that's happened before, or since even, our last one. And we've got quite a few things to talk about. We've got the Hasbro Ecto 1 come out. I think that came out about 2 days after our last episode. We were like, for God's sake. Then we had the Mondo Winston come out, which shipped early, and then since then as well we've had the Janine pre-order come up.
Correct, yeah.
We had Yes Have Some's podcast, a streamathon, holiday streamathon, raised a lot of money for charities. We talked about that. Across the streams, the Ghostbusters meetup. Quite a few things to talk about, I think. I think first thing we're going to talk about, though, is just some custom stuff we've had made lately. So we've had some coins made. I've had a couple made for myself. Chris has had his made, and then a friend, South End Ghostbusters, have had some made. Yeah, and they're available from all of us, aren't they? So,
yeah, on all the regular platforms. If anybody
yeah.
wants a coin, reach out to one or other of us.
We can all get in touch with each other.
For you. Yeah.
So we'll just talk very, very quickly about the coins. So I've done two. I've done a Vigo themed one. So on one side it has the River of Slime with Ray dangling over the top, and this design was actually very much inspired by a patch from the Spirit Unleashed video game. And then the other side is something I've completely come up with myself. It's the firehouse. With the River of Slime sort of going up to the firehouse, and it's got silhouettes of Ghostbusters landmarks behind it, and then both have Vigo like glowing yellow eyes. And then my second design is my Magic Ghostbuster logo one side, and then the other side it's basically the scene for when I believe it's Magic song kicks in, and it has all the particles flying through the air over New York skyline, which I'm quite pleased with that design, I must admit.
Yeah,
I've done
it's
all
definitely my favourite of the two. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. And then, do you want to talk about yours, Chris?
Yeah. So very briefly, again, we've done a small sort of challenge coin for Ghostbusters: The Spirit of '84. This was designed for me very kindly by James Ritchie from Southend. On the back we have the hazard stripes with sort of a cheeky animated Slimer escaping. These are available from me through all the normal formats, as I say, Facebook, etc.
Yes, and you could even message the Last of the Petty Cash page as well.
Yeah.
So, yes, and I should mention Last of the Petty Cash page is on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and then we've got Spotify.
Yeah.
A couple others I can't remember now.
Yeah.
But you'd be surprised the level of detail in these coins as well. Like when my first one was the Vigo one, and the detail they achieved in the brickwork and everything was just insane.
Yeah.
For something so small. But yes, James from Southend designed that, so I'm just going to quickly mention their coins as well. So they've done Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, which is their logo one side, and then the Frozen Firehouse the other. And then they've done this one, which is the GB2 logo one side, and then it's got the Ghost Train, which is quite a cool one. I wondered if that would appeal to just model railway collectors, not just Ghostbusters fans. And then Razor Cult, can't beat a nice bit of Razor Cult. Yeah, and that is a massive coin, that one. So,
Yeah.
So yeah, there's those. So yeah, coins, other custom stuff. So we had new banners made. Now, if you're watching us on YouTube, you'll see it. If you're listening to us on iTunes, you won't see it. But behind us is a nice Stay Puft banner that we designed. This is mainly for events, but we're going to use them for the podcast as well, because we got a bit sick of just baggy black curtains, didn't we? Which looked incredibly unprofessional. So we decided to go with these nice stretch banners. And this is the Stay Puft sign. You won't be able to see it all on YouTube just because it's so massive, but it's the sign that you see on the side of the building from
Afterlife as well. It's very similar.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and then on the other side of this banner is Razor Cult Bookshop, and then also done River of Slime and the interior of the firehouse. And you'll be seeing those over the course of the episodes, essentially.
We'll switch them around as needed.
Yes, and we'll be using those at events as well, which is really
cool. I mean, some of you may have already seen these at Darren had these up across the streams, yes. So,
yes, and talking across the streams, should we talk about that now?
Yeah. So we recently attended Across the Streams. We was asked to do a large display with South and it was an extremely successful event.
Yes, the display was massive. We had a massive display. We had all the ghosts made by Kieran. We had Janine's desk, which, if you don't know Hannah,
my daughter.
What's her Instagram name?
So she's Janine Melnitz84.
That was it, yeah.
Okay.
So obviously check her out. And then James had all his bits of equipment. He's brilliant doing the old ESP tests, so he was doing a lot of that. I was doing Magic, I was Vigo, and then we had the banners, and it was a massive display.
Yeah.
Massive display. And how many Ghostbusters turned up? It was at least 200, wasn't it?
I would say so, yeah. I mean, Tony, Toby and Mark Rich, they literally done an amazing job, you know. The whole community really pulled together on that day, which was a really nice thing to see.
Yeah.
Also, Luke, the green-haired Ghostbuster, as you will all know him, that was the first big event where his trading cards come into their own, and the whole sense of community where people were swapping cards was absolutely incredible. The place was buzzing, and I know we can be biased as Ghostbusters, but if you walked around the whole of that event, the busiest, most exciting place for everybody
it was the Ghostbusters.
It was the Ghostbusters stand, you know. And the event missed a trick there, to be honest. They really did, you know.
Yeah, don't get me started on the actual convention, because we try and stay positive, and they're not very well run convention. So
it's a little bit disappointing.
Yeah,
that could have been. It was brilliant. Don't get me wrong, but it could have been something exceptional. And as I say, they shot themselves in the foot a little bit there. So a bit disappointing.
Yeah, absolutely, because they could have basically had a proper car for practically nothing.
Yeah, basically niche.
And like, if you could have a car at your event for nothing,
we'd all love an Ecto one pass out there.
Oh yes, absolutely. You know.
But other than that, it was a great event. It was lovely to catch up with everybody. Too many people to name. You know who you all are.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd say lots of positivity within the room. Yeah, no negative slime there.
No. Well, there might have been from Vigo.
Vigo, possibly. Yeah.
I'm going to name one person, because it was great to catch up with Ellis, who the UK Gozer. And I hadn't actually seen Ellis for a couple of years, and last time I saw her, I had my old Vigo costume, and I hadn't figured out how to colour my hair blonde at that point. So it's good to get some new photos with her and just catch up with a fellow god.
Yeah, she's amazing, and you know. And again, just a quick shout out to Ellis as well, because we like to sort of push and help anyone where we can. Ellis has started up a little embroidery business.
Yes, she has, and. I got some of her patches, and they were really nice.
Really, if you want a custom patch and you don't want to go down the route of some of the bigger chains and bigger houses that we use, you know, reach out to Ellis, because she's doing some fantastic work, and some of her designs were absolutely great. So congratulations, Ellis.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And when I've got a bit more money, I'm probably just going to be sending like 100 of my designs, because we obviously get our own patches made, and there's always a minimum rung of like 50 or 100. But some of our designs, I don't think warrant quite that number of having made. You know, like I've got loads of designs that I've done, but it probably only appeal to about 10 people.
That's the problem. We like all the niche stuff, so we do bounce a few bits backwards and forwards. But as I say, really nice to see Ellis again. Yeah,
absolutely. And so let's just keep with the convention theme. So yesterday, as we recalled, we actually went to the Love of Horror, which was in Manchester, run by Monopoly Events. So from Ghostbusters standpoint, we all went to meet Celeste O'Connor, who was obviously lucky in Ghostbusters. You were going to meet quite a few different people, wasn't you?
Yeah, so Celeste was obviously the main one, but I had, prior to Celeste being announced, already booked to go to the convention to see the Cheeto Brothers for Killer Clowns from Outer Space, because that's one of my other little quirky 80 things I like. So,
so if you're a Killer Clowns fan and you see Chris at a convention, feel free to come and chat to him about that, as well as Ghostbusters. So Celeste, I mean, one of the best guests I've met.
Yeah, I think if you was, you know, and you should never sort of do this, you know, mark a guest sort of out of 10. You know, she was a 10 out of 10 and some.
Absolutely. Because you meet different types of guests. I mean, I'm not going to name the celebrity, but a friend of mine got a pretty big celebrity from a comic book franchise years ago, and when she signed an autograph, she's looking down, signed, moved it along, didn't even look up to say hello. No. Got a photo with her as well, and to say it looked like he had a photo of a waxwork, just the expression, everything, it was terrible. And you know, I kind of get that with celebrities, if they're, you know, trying to do their shopping and someone's like, oh my god, can I get an autograph and a photo, I can understand them being a bit like, oh for God's sake. But when you're actually at this event and you're getting paid for it, you know, I think they should put a little bit more effort in. I'm not saying they have to go full extreme like Celeste did. I mean, Celeste, and I'm going to mention McKenna as well, we've both met, are the sort of people that I personally think you want as the sort of head of your franchise, because of the way they interact with fans. Yeah,
I mean, I was, you know, so both me and Darren were lucky enough to spend a little bit of time on the filming of Frozen Empire, you know, and we'll be forever grateful for that. I actually spent quite a bit of my time on set talking to Celeste, and you know, after we had a chit chat yesterday, she remembered, you know, when we'd been standing talking, and remembered the scene that myself and Saf and guys had been in. And she was super friendly on set, even though she was working, and you know, how professional she was and how well she carried herself. But yesterday, yeah, I mean, as I say, she was possibly one of the nicest guests I've met. She was just lovely, and it's really difficult to put into words how nice she actually was.
Yeah, I mean, she done the little video you would have seen at the beginning of this, where she's, I can't remember the wording now, but she said that I'm Celeste O'Connor and this is the last Petty Cash podcast. She didn't have to do that at all.
No.
You know, she didn't have to do that at all. You know, if you don't ask, you don't get. And I think a lot of celebrities would have said no in that situation.
Without a doubt.
You know, and 100%, absolutely lovely. I mean, so we had the autograph and we had photo shoots booked with her, and I said to her, like, do you have any issue holding props for the photo? Because I always think you should ask this thing. I don't think you should go into your photo shoot and say, right, hold this.
Yeah.
And I said, I said to her, and I'll totally understand if you say no, because I'm sure you've been asked some weird stuff, and she sort of gave me this, like, look. And she said, oh, what sort of props are they? So I said, well, it's I've got a red coat, and I said, I don't expect to wear it, but maybe just hold it over your shoulder and a PK meter. And she went, oh yeah, no, absolutely, I could do that. And then, you know, and I chatted about myself for a little bit, and then I showed her a card trick, which was really cool, and James and Dino both recorded that for me. Yeah. But I'm going to show you this because, in fact, this is another custom thing I had done recently. I had some custom Magic Ghostbuster playing cards made, which I used for the trick. And one of the tricks I do is I get someone to draw a picture of a ghost on a card. A couple of weird things happen with it, and then it appears in an envelope, looks like a ghost trap. And this is the card that she drew the ghost on.
Wow.
And normally when I'm actually working at a professional gig, not as a Ghostbuster, it's normally just write their name and it's not a Ghostbusters themed trick. But it's essentially the same trick, and I'll let them keep that card as a souvenir. But as she handed it back to me, because I didn't think she realised she had the option of keeping it, I'm like, no, I've got to keep that. I'm sorry, Celeste, but I had to have this. And like, it's only a little picture of a ghost, but it's like, that is, again, just, and I mean, it was a sneaky way of getting free. It's not an autograph, but that's just as good as an autograph, in my opinion.
It's Celeste 1-of-1 artwork.
Yeah. So if you want to give me, what, 10 grand?
10 grand.
Yeah. I think you could take this for 10 grand off me. Yeah. But no less.
Yeah.
No, I'm not taking £9,999. But yeah, no, I was well happy with that.
I think as well, talking to all the boys yesterday and everybody else, because I was there for the whole day because I had the Killer Clowns signing and that. Talking to everybody's like going over their interaction with Celeste. You know, people like Dino, who you know, great guy, he's a hardened convention man, and he's actually gone back up again for day 2. He said it is one of his best, if not his best convention ever.
Yeah, and like you say, he's a hardened convention goer. He's probably met more people at conventions than any of us. Yeah, you know, because he has quite a broad interest.
Definitely, but it was as I say, it was lovely to just see and little things that she didn't have to do when she first come in. We were standing in the queue and like you know, fairly close, and she waved at us and said, "Oh, hi guys," and that. And I walked up while they were setting up, and I was talking to her, and then you know, I said about us all being involved in the film, and she looked around and waved at all the guys, and you know, just amazing. And later on, she'd gone to lunch and she'd come back, and we was all over one side standing talking, and she saw us and she walked over and she went, "Hi guys, everything all right? You having a great day?" Guests and celebrities don't have to do that sort of thing. They really don't.
No, because ultimately they're paid to sign an autograph and stand there for a photo shoot. Yeah. That's all really their obligation is.
Yeah.
But those little things just...
Yeah, I mean, I know my daughter, like Hannah, say last night she messaged, put on her Instagram, you know, what a wonderful day, meeting Celeste, blah, blah, blah. Copied Celeste in, and then Celeste sent her a DM, which a star again doesn't have to do.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Darren got a little light blue heart sent back to him on his post. She got really excited because I had my clapperboard that a lot of you know, which has got multiple signatures of people from Frozen Empire on, and I wanted to add Celeste to that, and she got so excited when she saw it, and she said, "Can I photograph this?" And I said, "Of course you can." which she did, and then she included that
it was on one of her
Instagram story.
Yeah.
You know, which is lovely. You know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, and I also got this figure that's standing in front of us signed as well, which you know, really nice signature, and she wrote "lucky" under it, which was cool. So no, fantastic guest, and even in the photo shoot, you know, like so I went in, I handed her my coat, and my coat is one of the Wuxley hero coats, and she sort of held it for a second and went, "This is one of the proper ones," you know, and she looked at it for a second and went, "No, I'm totally wearing this," and actually put it on, which was really cool, because I said to her, I don't expect to wear it, because, you know, some people are not going to want to wear someone else's coat, but no, she put it on, and ended up a great photo. Yeah. You know?
No, I'd say. And, you know, while we're on the subject, hats off to Monopoly. An exceptionally well-run convention, as always.
Yeah.
No stressiness about meeting the guests. No stress about your photo shoots too much. That was all pretty well organised.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of people could learn a few things from what Monopoly are doing. You know, still by far the best conventions in the country at this moment in time.
Yeah, and it's crazy, like how they come up and have basically taken over essentially. Because I think, you know, there was a time when you wanted to meet a big guest, you had to go to London.
Yeah,
there was just no question about it. Monopoly are more based up north. They are slowly coming down here. They've done a couple in London now. They've got another one coming up, and I hope they continue to expand in London, because. I mean, they just obviously have the contacts to get amazing guests. I mean, the amount of guests you look at, even if you're not interested, you go, "Oh, that's a good one."
Yeah, definitely. And I think talking to some of the organisers from Monopoly, you know, they're not even scared to take a hit on a guest. They go, "Do you know what? If we bring them and it attracts 200 people in that, you know, maybe wouldn't have come to it, and we're not going to make our money back, so be it." So yeah, they really are getting some exceptional guests, and as I say, thank you very much to Monopoly.
Yeah, absolutely. So time to catch up with some stuff that has gone on since our last episode, and the first thing we're going to talk about is the Yes Have Some Streamathon.
Yeah.
So if you don't know the Yes Have Some podcast, I'm sure if you're a hardcore Ghostbusters fan, you will do. They have a brilliant podcast, and they've done a charity streamathon. I can't remember the exact date off the top of my mind. Do you?
It was mid-December, wasn't it? So and it's all based on the Sony incentive of Ghostbusters Give Back.
Yeah, and they not only done this on their own channels, they were actually on the official Ghostbusters channel as well, which shows you how how important this thing was, not only to them but also to Ghost Corps, really, for earning money, and I believe they ended up with about $40,000. I think
it's possibly more than that.
It might have been now. Now I watched it for maybe an hour and a half, and I had to go to bed because I think I had a kids' party the next day. I think you stayed up for most of it.
I stayed up for the whole lot. So Craig, you owe me next time I see you, mate. It's I had work the next morning, and I keep very early hours, so I stayed up all night, slept for 2 hours, then went to work. So yeah.
Did you manage to sleep at work, or did you?
No, I had to work at work. No proton pack building this time. So
that's a shame.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had guests on, didn't they? I think they had people from Hasbro, Mondo.
Yeah.
Did they have McKenna on? Or?
McKenna was on briefly, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Logan.
Yeah.
Celeste, I think, stuck her head in for a while. So they had multiple guests. Showing up and that. So it was throughout the night. So it was really, really good fun. There were some great items to bid on.
Yes, they had signed posters, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
I mean, and these even had Bill Murray on, which, if you don't know, Bill Murray is not an easy autograph to get.
No.
So, and I mean, if I had the money, I would have bought one of them, because I thought it was a very reasonable price they were charging as well.
About $1,000, right? Yeah. And you'll go and you'll choke at that. So put it into real money. We're looking at about £750. Okay, and there must have been on that poster 20 autographs, maybe more.
Something like that. Yeah,
maybe more. So that's.
Yeah, and like we said, Bill Murray just doesn't sign autographs anymore that I'm aware of. I think a couple of kids have got unlucky and stuff.
Yeah,
but we know people that have met him at several events, and he's like, "I'll take photos, but no autographs."
Yeah, very, very tricky man to depending on what way the wind's blowing with Bill, whether you'll get an autograph or not.
I think you just have to be extremely lucky.
Yeah.
Essentially, I think probably one of the keys is probably not to ask him as well.
Yeah.
I think because I don't know his reasoning behind it, and he doesn't have to give a reason, but I'm assuming it might be because he's just fed up with people taking advantage and selling. Could be the reason. I know a lot of celebrities have that kind of attitude, which you can't blame them, I guess. Always remember a video of George Lucas signing some autographs whilst he's being interviewed by some news channel, and he's saying, "I've just made this guy $500 or whatever," and I'm sure he shouted something like, "Why don't you go and get a job?" or something like that. But but anyway, one of the other things they were selling were challenge coins. So they done these Ghostbusters Give Back challenge coins, which have the Ghostbusters Give Back logo one side, and then the other side has like a supporter thing. So it says, coming together and raising money for Starlight Children's Foundation, 2005 Holiday Streamathon supporter presented by the YHS podcast. And they done 3 of these. They done bronze, silver, gold. You got raffle tickets with each purchase as well.
Yeah.
Which meant you went into a draw. Was that to win a poster?
You could possibly win a poster. And there was lots of other bits and pieces. There was an Ecto, Hasbro Ecto and stuff like that. So,
I didn't win anything. To be honest, I wanted the coins. I kind of forgot about the raffle, I must admit. But I assume I would have found out if I'd won, which I didn't. Yeah. I'm assuming you never won anything either.
No, I think they announced everybody as they went along. So
and I think as well. I think like if you bought one of those posters, I think you got so many raffle tickets. I think that probably increased your chances by about 100.
Definitely, without a doubt.
Yeah, but one little thing about these coins we want to say is a lot of people have had issues. Well, in the UK, I don't know if this is the same for America.
No, UK mainly.
Having issues with these, and I've seen a couple of people try and accuse have some of scammers. They are not scammers, they are decent people. We've all been given tracking numbers, we know they were posted. For some reason, a lot of them have gone missing. This set here is my set that arrived about a week ago, if not a little bit longer. The first 2 sets just got missing with UPS, so no idea what's going on there. There's obviously an issue within UPS and USPS as well, where they're having issues. So, but I've spoken to Craig backwards and forwards, and he sent me out 2 extra sets, and eventually he got here. I can't imagine the stress he's been going through when he's getting all these messages saying my coins haven't turned up, the tracking says they're lost and all that. Yeah,
because they run another podcast as well called Toy Anxiety, and they've recently launched a toy figure line, the Cryptoids, which again, give them a look at if you can. And that's been successfully funded beyond their wildest dreams. Yeah. So he's been trying to deal with that, trying to deal with people worrying about, their $50, $100 or whatever that they've spent on coins. As I say, as Darren said, these guys are, they're friends of mine. They're a really genuine, nice people. They would never scam you, ever. So, just give them the benefit of that. Yeah. Just bear with Craig because he's dealing with so much at the moment. He's, and I know where he's coming from with things like that. And you will get your coins. Just be patient. If there's anyone within the UK who is absolutely struggling and they haven't had their coins, by all means reach out to Craig and get them to give them to me on Ghostbusters Day in New York, and I will bring them home for you. I can't say fairer than that, As I say, they're lovely guys. You will get whatever you've paid for.
Yeah, and remember, these are, they're official Ghostbusters Give Back coins. They've worked direct with Sony. They were on their YouTube channel. They're not going to risk that relationship by scamming people over some coins,
No, so, really are not. So, just be patient. But as I say, the offer is there. I will bring them back to the UK for you. Yeah,
absolutely. So, I don't think we can say fairer than that, and that's a brilliant offer. So, like I said, if you are really struggling, message Chris, Spirit84, or even on the last La Petty Cash, and sort you out. Talking about New York very quickly. So yes, I'm not going to New York unfortunately this year. I had plans to. I was going to book it a bit closer to the time, but my work has been a bit weird lately. So, but this whole war thing has pushed the prices right up. So I know our friend John booked a ticket in January, which cost him $1,200, I think, for his hotel and his flight. That same ticket is not far off $3,000 now. So, yeah, so I won't be going, unfortunately, but Chris is going, and I'm assuming you're very much looking forward to that again?
Yeah, really, really looking forward to it. Again, I'm sort of Mr. Prepared with things like that, so I'm on it very, very early doors. Obviously speaking to Buffalo, as soon as I know a date, I get everybody booked in that wants to go. So yeah, I mean, we got a really good deal. I think it was like five nights. And it was like £1,100. So yeah, it was an absolute bargain. But as Darren said, the climate has changed since then.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. Even if I got $3,000 together, I couldn't justify that at the moment. And back when Chris was booking all the stuff, I normally would have jumped on it, but I was in the middle of sorting mortgages and all this sort of stuff, so it wasn't the best time for myself. And then the way work's gone, but that's life, you know. And I've given Chris an extensive shopping list, so I won't miss out too much.
Yeah, no, I'll try to.
So there might not be room for your coins.
Yeah, but
no, there will be.
Yeah, and just talking about coins very, very quickly, just going back to it. Obviously, I will have coins and trading cards whilst I'm in New York. Okay, a third of my proceeds from the coins. So every coin I sell, a third of it will go into the fund that Buffalo are designating the money for this year. So as I say, every coin you purchase, if you grab hold of me on the day in New York, as I say, a third goes to charity. I've already sent them a little bit of money that we made across the streams from the coin sales. So yeah, and I'll try and give everybody an updated figure after Ghostbusters Day, so you know exactly how much went to them. And we do understand at this moment in time, money's tight for everyone. So, a piece of coin or a coin with a Ghostbusters logo on maybe isn't the most important thing in your life. And I understand that. But yeah, please hit me up if you want one while I'm in New York.
Yeah, like I said, I won't be there, but if you want mine and you're in New York, I can always give them to Chris. And
again, I'm happy to bring those over. Okay.
Yeah, in fact, you have actually got a set. In fact, I'll give you this set to give to someone who's already ordered them.
Okay.
So, yeah, so brilliant. So other stuff since our last episode, the HasLab Ecto 1 finally shipped, and you probably haven't opened yours yet, have you?
So, like...
He hasn't even opened his 2 in the box.
The 2 in the box, okay, I've got a mint 2 in the box, like, never been opened.
Yeah. How much do you want for that?
Yeah. I will get round to it. As I say, my life is extremely hectic, so... yeah, haven't been able to get around to that. Haven't opened the Ecto yet. So you're going to have to take Darren's word for everything that's discussed regarding the Ecto.
Yeah, so I bought 2 back in when they announced it, because I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to display, but I've managed to display both, actually, luckily. But
at the moment.
Yeah, at the moment. I'll probably box one up soon, because... yeah, for the way space is going. But overall, the car itself is great. I like the effects, the sounds, everything. There's 2. I actually had to return one of them because the battery compartment was knackered.
Right.
But Hasbro were pretty quick with that. So, yeah, on getting it returned. And funnily enough, they refunded. They said, do you want a replacement or a refund? Someone sold one on Vinted cheap. So I bought that and took my refund. So I actually ended up saving £100, which was really good on my part. But you have 2 options. You can plug it into USB, and if you got it in USB, the lights will just stay on permanently. If you have it battery, I think they stay on for a minute. I've never actually timed it, but yeah, the car itself, I know some people have picked up on some inaccuracies, but I mean, it is a toy at the end of the day. The stickers could have been better. The stickers on the rounded parts do peel up.
Right.
So I guess that's my only negative comment on the car itself, is the stickers are very poor quality. But other than that, I mean, the roof racks, everything's really good. The figures really is where the letdown comes with the deluxe set. So you obviously get the Slimer, Lewis Tully, and Library Ghost. They are fantastic figures.
Yeah, I've seen these.
Brilliant. Yeah. And the Lewis Tully is probably one of the best likeness figures of Ghostbusters I've ever seen. I think it's a great figure.
So, I mean, the Library Ghost, I've seen her, and I thought that was exceptional as well.
Yeah, and great to finally get the classic Grey Lady version of Library Ghost rather than that scary Library Ghost that we normally get. is really good. Slimer again, I think he's a bit oversized in reality, but again, one of the best Slimer figures we've ever had. The real letdown is the GB2 figures. I think the likenesses are generally awful.
Yeah, they are quite poor. Again, the only bits I have actually seen and looked at are the figures, and I think me and Darren discussed this going backwards and forwards. You know, for quite a while in a lot of the photos, the like their flight suits looked far too blue.
Yeah, and that was just down to lighting.
Yeah,
essentially, the flight suits were grey.
Yeah,
and I think that's been pretty well established now for quite a few years that they were grey. I actually do like the blue suit look. My first, I had a blue suit at one point in time. I did end up dyeing grey, but I did wear it as blue for a while. I did actually quite like that look.
Yeah.
But it's not accurate, and I would expect figures to be accurate. Yeah. But no, these figures are blue.
Yeah.
Which is a shame. So yeah, it's the real letdown of the set, because I think every other version of the We're Back blue or grey suit figures have been proper grey. We've had the Matty Collector set, we've had the Diamond Select set, we've had version what were they called? They look like Lego figures, but not Lego.
Yeah, oh come on, the little.
It's going to annoy us now.
Yeah, the little mini.
I know they're made by Diamond Select.
Yeah,
mini mates.
Mini mates.
Yeah, you know they've done. I'm sure they did grey suit versions of those. Yeah, so every other company's got it right, and I would have expected a little bit better from Hasbro, if I'm completely honest.
Yeah, because it is a glaring mistake.
Yeah, massive mistake. And then also they made a big thing about doing resculpts on the faces, which carried on over into the rooftop battle set they released. The likeness is just not good.
Yeah.
Compared to what they had done previously, it's a step down. And I was having a good look at them. I did a review video on it and comparing them. And one of the issues I find with, specifically with Egon, is obviously he's wearing his glasses, and on the originals they're like away from his face as they should be. Whereas on this new one, they've almost squished them against his face, like his glasses have melted into him almost, and it just looks weird. And you know, I think overall Hasbro have done a pretty decent job with a lot of their stuff. But not with this. No,
I mean, this was quite a hefty priced item when you compare it to some of the things that Hasbro have released and are releasing. Yeah. So it was up there, definitely, at saying price, with price comparisons and that. As I say, we can't always just say positive things about something that isn't great. No. You know, we'd love to, but then that wouldn't be a truthful review from either of us. So, you know, there's lots of people that might be really happy with the figures, really happy with what they've got, and when that's fine.
Yeah,
you know?
If you're genuinely happy with something, that's good. You know, I don't hate them. It's not like I'll be like, oh my god, I'm putting them in the bin.
No.
You know, and realistically, they're going to sit in the Ecto 1, and I probably won't really look at them. So for that, you know, they serve their purpose. I just would have expected better, considering what's come before.
So, staying with the Hasbro very, very quickly, we've also had our first glimpse at the Ecto Glow Stay Puft and Slimer.
Yep.
With the sort of the conception art for the boxing, which I don't know if that's finalised yet or not. Your thoughts on it, Darren?
I think it looks really good. I'm really happy with them coming in the box. I've seen some people complaining not on backing cards, and I kind of get that, but I just think they look nice in the box.
Yeah, I think a window box is a really nice way to display them. You know, and you could actually take them out of the box.
Yeah, that's
if you
always
wanted
a good thing
to, you know, and then put them back in.
Yeah, because you literally just cut a little bit of tape, slide it out, put it back in when you want. Which you don't have that option with a backing card.
No.
But I mean, I've ordered two. I can't remember if you ordered two, because I ordered two really with the intention of displaying some open and then keeping a box.
I think basically I've ordered two of everything except for the pack.
Yeah, yep, same. Couldn't afford 2 packs, sadly.
No. So again, we'll move on quite swiftly with these things because there's quite a few. The pack is scheduled for, the 84 pack is scheduled from Hasbro for a June release.
Yeah, it was May in America, but that's been pushed back to June.
Whether we'll get a pushback in the UK because there's a pushback in America.
Yeah, they haven't said why, but Hasbro did have a massive hack recently, so the speculation is it might be to do with that.
Yeah, so again, you know, just guys, bear with them. You'll get what you've paid for. you know, don't go, you know, throwing your toys out the pram. It is a toy basically you're getting, or a replica. Okay, so just be patient. You know, it's not life or death, is it?
No, exactly.
It's a proton pack.
You know, these things are often pushed back a little bit.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's just one of those things. I'll be honest, you know, with the pack, we've not paid for it in advance. They could push it back 3 months and I'd be happy, to be honest. Because I can't afford to have that money come out on my credit card at the moment. But maybe it's probably just me that thinks
I totally feel the same way at this moment in time. The other things which we want to touch on is obviously the Mondo.
Yes, so we had the Winston ship. That was before Christmas, wasn't it?
Got him a little bit early, didn't we?
We did, which was a shock. I remember getting the email saying your thing's shipped. I'm like, what? I was quite shocked. And and again, it's a fantastic figure.
Yeah, I mean, Mondo carry on absolutely knocking it out of the park, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that Sandman figure that he comes with is just perfection. He comes with, I always forget the name. Is it something Foster, the Rosebud Ghost?
Yeah.
Always forget his name, but I always love that ghost. He does come on the sleigh. You can't remove him from the sleigh. Is my only minor critique. But yeah, an absolutely brilliant set again. They've done a fantastic job. Next up, Ray was scheduled to ship in May. He obviously hasn't shipped early. So hopefully he will ship on time. We've not had any words
so we've got that
yet.
one's quite a nice one. So we've got Ray and Gash, haven't we, with that one?
It's going to be good. And then
we've got Janine, which we've signed up for, which is a beautiful figure.
And very happy with the price on that because she was a bit cheaper.
Yeah.
She doesn't come with a big ghost like the others have, but she comes with a desk and a few smaller ghosts, so I thought that would make up the big ghost and she'd be the same price. But
Kissing Slimer.
Yeah, Kissing Slimer.
Yeah, which is really cool.
And Chris's dream.
My dream, Kissing Slimer.
But yeah, great looking figure as well. I don't think she's due to ship till the end of the year, if I remember right.
No, and we've got the Sam Hain
Halloween edition,
which we're still waiting for. There's no notification on that one yet.
No, I have a feeling he's going to ship. I guess if Ray ships May, we'll probably be looking at August, September for him, I'm guessing.
And then it will be our next release, as far as we're aware from Mondo, will be Lewis Tully.
Yes, that'd be a good one. I believe they said there's one other that's not been announced. But whether that comes before Lewis or after Lewis, who knows?
Yeah.
But it'd be a great figure as well. So I'm hoping the unannounced thing is a new thing and not just another Halloween edition.
Yeah, but yeah, Mondo, as I say, still doing some great things with regards the real Ghostbusters line, and it's just going slightly off kilter there. I've been building, so you'll know, I've been building a real Ghostbusters pack from like the one I got from Martin Bryce some time back. While I've been at work and I've had some dead time because I'm staying away, I took the pack with me to build it. And one of the nicest comments I got from some of the guys in America was, I'm getting Mondo real Ghostbusters vibes from how you've done the pack with the colouring and everything. So that was what I was aiming to achieve. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that. So I'll show you some photos when it's completely finished. So
yeah, I dare say we'll do a whole video on that, won't we? Showing it off. But yeah, I've seen the progress and it's looking amazing. And yeah, I don't even get much high compliment really. Comparing it to Mondo.
Yeah, I was really pleased with that.
So yeah, Mondo doing great work. I've got a massive list of stuff I want them to make, as I'm sure you do, and I'm sure anyone watching this does as well. So hopefully. I'm just hoping that there's enough interest now the 4 Ghostbusters and Janine are out the way to carry it on. Yeah. That's my only slight worry, is that there'll be less people interested in what's to come. I hope I'm wrong on that.
Yeah, I mean, the toy market is a little bit up and down at this moment in time. As I say, I think funds are tight for everybody, and we're noticing it across conventions, toy shops, things that people are selling within the collectors well. Yeah. We've really noticed that. So, and please just, don't get envious, because every one of us is in the same boat at this moment in time. Yeah. Cost of living is absolutely crippling us. So, at the end of the day, they're toys. Yeah, exactly. There are other things that are more important. Definitely. Rent, mortgages, bills, food, all that sort of stuff. It always has to take priority. As much as we'd love to prioritise buying figures, sometimes you have to say no. I've said no to some fantastic bits lately. Yeah. But, they'll come along again. So. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But I think we've covered everything there, haven't we? That we've missed out on. I can't think of a. I know what's going to happen is we're going to say bye to everyone, turn the camera off, and then go. We forgot this.
Yeah. No, as far as I'm aware, we've covered most of the bits and pieces. The only other thing I think we had from Hasbro, as Darren said, was the rooftop battle, didn't we?
Yeah, and again, it's not a bad figure set, but again, the likenesses I didn't think were great, and I know they released that really just for people to have the figures for the Ecto one if they didn't buy the figures originally, which I'll get. So I'm hoping that means that they'll re-release the 84 wand for those who didn't buy it for the Proton pack, because every time they get asked, they just don't even bother to reply. So,
no, it's really strange, because I know I was told on Ghostbusters Day, if you see one, grab an 84 wand as quick as you can, which I did on the day. But yeah, they have rocketed up in price, and it's a little bit of a shame, really. But
yeah, and they really should release it.
Yeah, because nearly everybody that has bought an 84 pack will want an 84 one.
Yeah, absolutely. So fingers crossed. Hopefully we'll see them at an event and we can ask them. And, and hopefully get a good answer. But, yeah, time will tell on that. Other thing we didn't actually mention talking about Hasbro was the Ecto Glow Ecto 1, which I believe was pushed back a little bit as well. Because was that? Am I remembering wrong? Was that supposed to ship in January originally? Or have I just remembered that completely wrong?
I've got to be honest, and I'd be lying if I said I could remember.
Yeah,
because there was a glut of things to order in a very short space of time, so I can't. I tend to not worry about all the times. I just wait, and when I get a pleasant email or a not so pleasant email, I'll go, forgot about that. So
yeah, no, that is fair enough. I forget these things, so I could be completely wrong. But I believe that is scheduled for June as well now. Anyway,
right, okay.
So yeah, but looking forward to that as well, and then hopefully we get a little bit more info on the Ecto Glow Copter soon. But yeah, well, I think that brings us to the end of our comeback episode. I hope you enjoyed. We've got lots of plans coming up for future episodes. We've got some guests hopefully planned, but that's just all down to timing really, because it's not just our timing, it's their timing as well. But yeah, lots of plans and looking forward to it. But yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time, and as always, we are ready to believe you.
The last of the petty cash went down the drain for Twinkies and coffee and a busted chain. No more donuts, no more caffeine rain, just saving the city and feeling the strain. Ray's got a plan, but it's held with tape. Egon's experiments always misbehave. Venkman's flirting, but it's all escape, while the bank account looks like a dried up lake. The last of the petty cash went down the drain for Twinkies and coffee and a busted chain. No more donuts, no more caffeine rain, just saving the city and feeling the strain. Ray's got a plan, but it's held with tape. Egon's experiments always misbehave. Venkman's flirting, but it's all escape, while the bank account looks like a dried up lake. The last of the petty cash went down the drain for Twinkies and coffee and a busted chain. No more donuts, no more caffeine rain, just saving the city and feeling the strain. Janine shouting, the budget's toast. Ghost traps buzzing, but we broke the most. No time to worry when there's a haunting post, but who knew fighting ghosts cost a ton of dough? Take one last job and hope for luck. Cross the streams if we're really stuck. Maybe one big ghost could change our clock, but for now